And now, from the Gate Underground Music Venue in sunny South Florida, a show that is like a car wreck on 995 that you can't look away from. It's Step Up to the Mic! Your host and 2016 presidential hopeful, Mike Mcsween. On tonight's show, Naughty Natalia, with musical guest, Shadow Reborn. Also featuring What's Up with Mitch, and Taking It to the Street. So get ready, here it comes, Mike Mcsween.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to our premiere show of Step Up to the Mic. I hope this show is good enough for you that it becomes part of your regular routine. You know, there's a lot of things going on in the news today. You know, we got gun control. We've got the refugees coming into the country. We've got the election, of course. So that's one of the topics that I'm really worried about is the election. Look at our candidates we have to choose from. I mean, we've got this. That woman's cackling like she just pushed Hansel and Gretel into the oven. What's up with that?
Oh, this'll just take a second.
And then you know we're in trouble when this guy starts to make a little bit of sense.
Wow.
Whoa.
Bum, bum, bum.
Boo, boo, boo.
Phew, phew.
Bing,
I don't know, it kind of worries me.
China.
And of course, you know you've got problems when your name's Marco Rubio and all they want to talk about is your footwear.
Are you kidding me?
But
Did
my-
he really wear that on
No,
the
he
campaign
didn't.
trail? This is straight out of an Austin Powers movie.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, so I guess that leaves one choice. One choice, America. This guy. That's what I'm talking about right there. That guy there. But on a serious note, we've got a really good show for you tonight, everyone. We have a segment called What's Up with Mitch? We do a little question and answer period out on the street. We like to call it Taking It to the Street. And we've got our special guest, Naughty Natalia, and our musical guest, Shadow Reborn. So please stick around. We'll be right back with Naughty Natalia.
America, it's time to think for yourself. Are you tired of people who campaign by just trash-talking others? The reason they do this is nobody wants to tell you how to fix problems we face as a nation. Mike Mcsween has ideas and thoughts to make this country great once again. He understands it will take industry to make us great, not sending work and jobs overseas. He knows lobbyists are destroying American government with corruption and false promises, allowing dangerous things that affect American citizens to ride the coattails of other bills. It's time to put a stop to it all. Think for yourself, America. Vote Mcsween 2016.
And welcome to Step Up to the Mic with Mike Mcsween. Today I have my special guest, Naughty Natalia, formerly of radio fame in South Florida. How are you doing today, Natalia?
I'm doing pretty good. Good.
I'm very happy to have you on our premiere show. It's actually an honor for me. I listened to you for many years on radio. And what actually got you involved in radio? How did you start out with that?
It came as I had in LA. I had a morning show. It was part of the first dance radio station in the country. It was called Groove Radio 103.1. And with that, I found a tremendous amount of success in LA, but then I also had a contract to go to Chicago. From Chicago, I worked with Sony, and I was there for about a year, and then I came to Florida. I had no idea that I was going to go back into radio, zero thought about it.
So Sony was with the record end of the recording end of Sony?
Yes. Oh, yeah. So I
you were
worked-
completely out of radio and just working the industry.
That's all I was doing, and because I wanted to help other artists, because I had been a recording artist, which got me into the music industry in the first place.
Right.
And so a dance radio station came to be called Party 93.1, and I, was totally told, I'm like, listen, I was planning on going back to Los Angeles, where I'm originally from, but I didn't. I don't know. I stayed. I had a contract out here for a project I was working on, singing wise, and
Was it your own original?
Yeah. Well, I was
project?
working. I came out here to work on J-Lo's first album. And that's what a lot of people don't know. But that's why I came to South Florida. And so, short of the long, I heard this dance radio station, and I said, you know what? I'm the one for the job. Because I knew the industry well, and I said, I'm going to go for it. Persistence pays off. It took 6 months for me to get the job there at 93.1. Got on, discovered the name of Naughty Natalia, working Tuesday nights at Scarlett's for the amateur contest, which I hosted for like 6 years. And the DJ gave me my name. He's like, you're so naughty, Natalia. And I said, that's my name. Naughty Natalia, that's it. So I kept it. And when Party 93.1 went off the air, which was on Valentine's Day, 93 Rock came in.
Right.
And that's when I took over on that.
That's mainly where I remember you from. It's the rock. So
Yeah.
you just made the transition from the
Yeah.
one station into the next station, and just kind of.
It was hard though. I mean, I the rock community did not welcome me at all. It was like that. It was very. It was hard because I've always been a music person. I've always been into rock music.
Right.
I've been into dance and so forth. But my niche was in dance music.
Right.
But and I was a musician. So for me, I wasn't racist to music. I just loved all music.
I pretty much feel the same way.
Yeah,
I'm very
right?
open to music. Even though I have a metal band, I definitely enjoy all types of music. For me, if you want to hear the most evil music in the world, some classical music is actually very dark.
It is
evil.
so dark and delicious, isn't it?
So who do you think influenced you the most in that career?
I would have to say, as I started to explore the rock circuit out here even more, and the more that I got involved in going to the different local shows and just getting involved with the musicians, and that was my inspiration. And because I knew the rock needed a home here in South Florida, and after this shift from dance music into this rock genre, people were really left dumbfounded. They didn't understand what and how, but what a lot of people don't realize, like 93 Rock brought over 17,000 people for a free concert to see Korn, Godsmack, Shinedown. I mean, we worked so hard at that station.
Yeah, the stations, it seems even now more so than ever,
Yeah.
they all want to resist rock, but when you have a big show and you have these bands come to town,
Yeah.
they always sell out. People,
Yeah.
it's like you have this select group of people telling you what to listen to.
Yeah.
And they don't really look at the public. They want to wish that rock and metal was dead, but it's really not.
It's
There's
not.
a huge following of that. People,
Yeah.
and it's on a return cycle. People that, like, I have a son that's 19 years old. He listens to rock. He listens to heavy metal because that's what I listen to, and that rotation comes around. It's like a cycle. Music's always on a cycle. In the whole thing of working radio, working behind the scenes, did you ever have any regrets that you steered yourself in that direction?
Yeah, I would have to say drugs was a big regret of mine. Then again, it wasn't. Because it allowed me to be the person I am today and on the mission of the things that I'm doing now.
Right, which we'll talk about in a little
Yeah,
bit. We're going to
yeah,
talk about
totally.
your new endeavors
Yeah,
in
cool.
exactly that.
Yeah.
So, would you go back and change anything about that? Would the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
drug thing be something you'd change, or you just accept that you went through it, and then hey, you came out good on the other side? Whereas
Yeah.
some people they don't get the opportunity to.
I would, what I regret, well, I'll tell you another thing I regret is not having, putting work always first. And that was, when holidays and everything came, while everyone was, partying with their family, I was working. I was hosting an event. I was so dedicated to my job at the radio station. I was the first one to arrive and the last one to leave any event. My personal life took a major.
So it suffered because of your commitment.
Yeah, I mean, I probably, things could have been a bit different for me if I just was so dedicated to my work, my craft of being in this music industry. So.
All right, well, we're going to come back in a minute, and we're going to talk to you about what's going on now.
Nice.
But right now, we're going to take it to the street. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? We're filming tonight for Step Up to the Mic.
How about that?
Where do I sign up?
Bad squares. Anonymous guitars.
Hey, this is Mike Mcsween, Step Up to the Mic, and this is our segment, Taking It to the Streets. I'm here with Daniel Mogg from Anonymous
I'm new,
Guitars. So how long have you been in business over here, Dan?
In this location or in general?
In general.
2009.
2009, and you've been in this area for?
This area or this spot?
This spot.
2 years.
2 years in this spot. And so not only do you do repairs on guitars, basses, amps, and anything electronical to do with music equipment, but they do shows here at Anonymous Guitars, local bands, which we're completely involved with. And now I'm going to ask you a couple of questions to do with our segment, Taking It to the Street.
Okay.
Dan, do you believe in a higher power?
Nope.
A higher power like a god?
Yes, like
Nope.
Spiritual.
I believe there's something out there that we can't explain.
I do. I believe in an actual God.
No. Nope. No.
That's it.
No. Science. Science.
You take the science route or the creationist route. I think there's so much good in humans. There has to be something else.
Me personally, I'm not that religious, no.
I believe in a spiritual higher power. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus.
Yes, everything, revolves around a higher power.
I believe in music, man.
Okay.
I believe in music.
I believe in love.
How do you feel about the possible influx of 10,000 refugees coming to this country?
I'm pretty neutral on that, to be honest.
It depends on how they screen them, I guess. I don't know these people, so I can't really.
Well, considering that my descendants were refugees to this country, it's a melting pot, right? So, but at the same time,
I am totally cool with refugees to a degree. My parents were immigrants, I'm first generation American, so.
Do you think that would be a good idea?
I think that's a pretty scary thought. I don't feel safe when I go to sleep at night, and the last thing I want is for people that we can't trust to be in here.
Okay.
I don't really have an opinion on that.
I see nothing. I know nothing.
I have no problem with it being that the fact of America has been built by refugees.
I think they all deserve a chance. I think everyone deserves a chance.
It's, I think I'll pass on that one. I'm a musician, not a politician.
Well, I'm not a crook.
What if we were to let, known terrorists into the country?
No. You can't judge people based on previous situations. Everybody's different. I understand that.
No, because then they would terrorize people and probably kill everyone, so no, not terrorists.
Yeah, we need to figure out a way to screen that stuff.
That's partially why I'm towards the neutral side rather than letting everybody in immediately.
It'd be pretty hard, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't want. Of course, we wouldn't want to see that happen.
At that point, detain. If they've got ties or if they've been tagged or something like that.
I mean, I feel like everybody feel. I mean, if it's real, and you know for a fact that those are the terrorist people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, something like that has to get dealt with.
All right.
I got an AK-47 too.
As I said, that's a whole complex political issue that I don't really get into those.
I mean, there's always risk. You know what I'm saying? We're always at risk of terrorists coming through. There always should be a screening process. But I mean, my challenge to the world is this: pretty much know exactly what the word terrorist means.
Well, you know, honestly, if we're really going to live in a free society, you got to let them in innocent until proven guilty. But at the same time, God, I'm so glad I'm not the president. I don't have to deal with this bullshit because, man, this is a loaded question, you son of a. That's a tough one.
It's time to get help. At Recovery Unplugged, you can get the tools you need for a fulfilling, sober life free from drug and alcohol addiction. Our luxury resort-style facility has the accommodations to make change comfortable. Recovery Unplugged's nationally accredited program combines the most successful addiction therapy with a cutting-edge approach, using music as a catalyst for change. At Recovery Unplugged, music makes the difference.
Hey, welcome back to Step Up to the Mic. Again, my guest is Natalia, South Florida fame, apparently Los Angeles fame as well, and probably on some records we don't even know about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about your new endeavor now.
Yeah.
You've kind of stepped away from the microphone,
Yeah.
stepped away from the mic,
Yeah.
and you're now in this program that is Recovery Unplugged, which helps people reform from drug and alcohol
Yeah.
abuse and basically substance abuse.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about what the program does or how you get involved?
It's amazing. Guys, I have to tell you, it's amazing. There's nothing better when you know that you've helped save a life by putting them through a program to help them understand that that drugs don't have to be the answer. But Recovery Unplugged has been open now for about 2 years. They are a substance abuse and mental health treatment center, but primarily, you know, it's like the rehab, right? It's the place you go to. We have a 32-bed residence apart from the treatment center in Fort Lauderdale, which is amazing, and it's for male and female. The age ranges are from like 18 to like, I don't know, we had a guy there that was like 70 years old. Right. Totally rocking cool, you know. We utilize music as a catalyst and weave it through the traditional programs to help treat people with substance abuse or alcohol issues, you know. So, and I'm being really basic with it because I think that a lot of people think that, you know, oh, if I go to rehab, I'm not cool or I'm not, you know, look. The one thing that I loved most about Recovery Unplugged is how it reconnected me with music because I had such a resentment toward it. And with the 4 owners that are involved, we have these gentlemen that have completely changed and shifted their life and have been involved in the recovery world for well over 30 years, almost each, definitely. Their mission is to help people get better, and they want to talk to the heart, not to the head, and not use the psychobabble that is typically used. Right. When you go to a treatment center, and you know, people think you're going to walk around with like, you know, medical garbs and like, you know, gowns and stuff, and that's not what it is. Right. I had that stereotype as well. Like I really thought, I'm like, dude, man, you know, working in this field, I'm gonna go in here and it's going to be like one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Yeah, like, oh my God, and that's really not what it is. Right. You know, because I was an addict. I was someone who was using, not during the week. I was a binger, and I'm sure a lot of people out there who are hearing this, you're like, damn, I do this on the weekends. Yeah, it's like you don't sleep for 3 days. You know, I get it. You know, it's like we've been there. You know. Now it's strictly an inpatient deal, or do you have outpatients that come for sessions and they leave? Yes, we have. We have 3 different kind of treatment programs, which is really cool. You know, you have the inpatient, which they call PHP, partial hospitalization, and so that's where you go in for like a good 30 days, and you're supervised. You have a group therapy, you have individual therapy, you have people that are there that honestly that have also been in recovery as well. Right. You know, we have 7 master clinicians, so that they know on staff. They know what you're going through as a person. Oh my God, guys like you, look just like you, tattooed up, but straight up with the biggest heart of gold and understanding. Right. And you don't have to be musically inclined to come to the center. I mean, it's luxury. It is. We have like a luxury setting. So we make sure that when you come, you know, like I can go to work with my tattoos. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They want you to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Because the drug and substance abuse is very mental, and music's very mental. I mean, if you really listen to music,
that's such a good way to put it. It's so true,
mental.
and it is mental. And so, you know, we have the 30-day programs, and then you have those that are, you know, which is the IOP programs, the inpatient, you know, and this is the thing, is that with that, you come in for your treatment, and then you go home, and then we have like outpatient. So I mean, it is a process that you go through, and I'm keeping this very elementary because a lot of people might not really truly understand the components and the phases that you go through in literally getting yourself better. Are we going to sit here and say, yeah, you're going to get better in 30 days? No. Because there's mental components that are associated that trigger you to why you got to drink, why you got to do drugs. Why is it that you've got to go to this route? And for me, I was dealing with depression. I was dealing with, you know, a void, you know, no family here, you know, always working. I never really had a close relationship the way I wanted to because my husband was the radio station. You know, my mom had died. Like, you know, these are real situations. And, you know, there's people out there that are dealing with, you know, family issues. Families are also enablers to why certain people act a certain way. And so I think if we just all take a step back and be like, damn, you know, at least we have a place where, you know, I feel like music is such a strong component in helping you feel again.
Now, if somebody needed to reach out to Recovery Unplugged,
yes,
how would they find you, or how would they get a hold of you, or what, you know?
Well, first of all, I'll give you my personal cell number for recovery. Actually, before I came here, I had to deal with another person who was in trouble. So please write this number down. If you want a crank call, you can, but you're also, you know, going to be wasting.
But yeah, please don't, because you're going to be wasting her time with something that valuable.
Yeah, Recovery Unplugged. My phone number is.
Don't be calling up for a date. All right. I know that a lot of you out there would be thinking, "Hey, I'm going to just call this girl and get a date with her right now." This is serious business. Don't make me come looking for you.
Yeah, that's right. You hear him? So my phone, the phone number, and I answer it. I keep it on 24/7. It's 954-774-9354. Got it? 954-774-9354.
And it's a good thing we're pre-taping this show, because her phone would be going off right now with everybody calling for a date, because nobody listens.
And you'll notice that one of the co-owners of Recovery is Mr. Richie Supa. And Richie Supa has got an illustrious career in the music world, writing well over 300 songs. He's a multi-platinum award-winning singer-songwriter, well, songwriter primarily. He's most well known for writing Pink with Aerosmith, right? Steven Tyler. Him and Steven Tyler are buds, and you know, he has had a very, very long career with Aerosmith and helping Steven Tyler even through some of his strife.
Because he's had battles all his life. So.
And Richie Supa's been in recovery for 27 years. So what sold me to recovery was when I was with the other company, doing what I was doing in the treatment world as I was learning, I walked into Recovery Unplugged. And Richie Supa and I have been friends for, well over 10 years. And we used to ride Harleys together. Yeah, I'm a Harley girl. But short of the long, he was there playing his music. He's got an amazing album coming out with I'm talking Grammy Award-winning producers, musicians. He's written the majority of all the album, but I mean, he has got this album is going to serve the recovery community in ways where when I walked in and I listened to a session with the other people in the room, I was an observer at the time. I'm going to tell you right now, my life changed. And I felt connected to music again.
Right.
And that was the moment when I said, I have to work here. And a good friend of mine who brought me to recovery helped me with getting the job there. And now it's my mission to help as many people
You know, that's another question for you that you kind of just touched. Do you ever see yourself being able to go back to music?
I would say that recovery for me, it has encouraged me to want to touch that artistic side again. The expression of my writing, I do have a book coming out.
Yes,
yeah, that's another thing.
I almost forgot that I have seen that you've put that online, that you have a book.
Yeah.
So when do you think that will be published and available to
in
the public?
September 2016.
And what's it called?
Level.
What is it basically about? Is it like an autobiography kind of thing about your life?
About my life and about how we work in different levels and different phases in our life. And I feel that that's my way artistically of expressing myself. Musically, I would say I'm putting a hold on that, but I am writing songs.
Where will the book be available? Will it be...
Amazon. So I'm very happy to be here and what it is that you're doing and how, you know, there should be more people like you in this industry, which is why I'm here. I'm very much happy to be here to help.
There should be more people like me.
Like this crazy mofo.
Is there anything that you would like to say to like your audience tuning in before we check out? You know, would you?
Yeah.
Is there any message or?
Yeah, I do. I would say, you know, don't be a product of your environment. Let the environment be a product of you. And if you don't like what you see around you, then do something about it to change it. And it all starts with here, and it all starts with here. But you've got to connect the two. And if you don't know how to, you know, reach out to me on Facebook. Because that to me is...
And not her personal phone number.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You know, I mean, if they're going to call, at least some heavy breathing, you know, at least in the beginning, be like, you know. Say,
and then get to the point.
But if you're dealing with an issue or know of someone who's having trouble with drugs and alcohol or are having, you know, personality disorders or things like that, you know, that does lead to substance abuse and other issues. So please call my cell phone. I am here to help everyone that I can. And if I can't personally help you, I know someone who can. So my phone number is 954-774-9354. RecoveryUnplugged.com is where you got to go. On top of that, we also have an 800 number that you can call, 1-800-55-REHAB. And I'll make sure that the guys have all the information here to post on the page. And thank you so much for your time.
So on a very serious note, if you're looking for help, if you're looking to recover, if you want to get the wheels rolling, it's very important. Please contact Natalia or Recovery Unplugged. Please make a difference in your life, make a difference in everyone around you's life, and go ahead and it's very important. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. Thank you for being on our show. And now we're going to go to a little segment called What's Up with Mitch.
Well, today I went out and taught some gun safety courses down at the local fire range.
You taught a gun safety class.
Well, yeah, it went over pretty good. I taught a lot of people a lot of good things.
I'm sure it went well.
It went over good. I have video proof. What are you talking about?
You have a video of it?
You want to see it?
Yeah, I want to see the video.
Here it is.
Again, what is wrong with you, Mitch? Mitch. Hey, Mitch. Mitch, where the hell'd you go, Mitch? Mitch. God, that doctor assured me when I accidentally dropped him on his head that he'd be okay. Maybe things will get better. All right, let's check out my interview with Shadow Reborn. Welcome to Step Up to the Mic. With me now, I have Shadow Reborn, local South Florida band. With me today, I have...
Shades. Tentacles. Dimitri Veller.
So guys, how long have you guys been in the South Florida music scene?
Has been I believe 3 to almost 4 year venture of sorts, yeah.
you personally, Shades, what got you started in music? Like, what drew you to music?
I believe it was more of a matter of a need, perhaps, to convey certain things that are not usually conveyed through modern music at the moment.
How about yourself? What got you started in guitar playing?
For me, it was all about the challenge. All about the challenge and the battle. When I'm playing music, I'm expressing and challenging myself to get better,
right,
as a musician, and better as a person.
So at what age did you start to drum?
It was early on, but not as early as other musicians that I'm aware of. I think that has definitely marked my style, the fact that I cannot say that I began at an extremely early age, and that has actually inclined me to pursue this even more because of the challenge that it is to master an instrument in a shorter amount of time than other people have had.
So being that you started a little later than most people, what drew you to say, hey, I'd like to pick up an instrument and make it happen?
Well, I think that in the artistic range, music is one of the most theatrical performance arts. I thought that maybe literature or painting, while they could express the sentiments that music can, they just don't have that performance live aspect that I was seeking.
Right. So here's an interesting question I like to ask people. If you could bring back anyone in history, who would that person be?
I believe I have met an interesting array of characters already throughout my lifetime, but if I were to have the ability to sit down with other characters throughout time, I would be particularly fond of having a drink with three particular gentlemen. Paganini, an Italian violinist, Jim Morrison, and Poe. I believe they, throughout their life, they all share a common misunderstanding of what they were trying to do at the time.
And how about yourself?
Well, first of all, I believe that women are far more interesting than men. And so, if anything, I would have to sit down with a lovely lady by the name of Elizabeth Bathory. I think that she has garnered a lot of attention, especially
Elizabeth Bathory? Man, at this point, we might as well just have Jack the Ripper for lunch and we'll throw Manson in there for dinner. What the hell?
I would definitely like to have an intimate conversation about her thoughts on certain aspects of existence.
All right, you're up.
I would bring back King Arthur.
Cool, very cool. So do you guys have any big shows coming up? Anything you'd like to let some people know about?
We shall be performing at the Endless Night Vampire Ball in Tampa.
Oh, that sounds great.
It's a majestic event of sorts that we're honored to be partaking in.
And what's the dates of that? Do you
February
know?
27th.
February 27th. So if you're in the Orlando area, definitely check that out. What about recording-wise? You guys in the studio? You coming out of the studio? Or are you?
We shall venture into the studio sometime in March, mid-March perhaps. We're still working the details on where we shall do so or who shall be behind the production. But we're pretty much interested in recording under the mantle of Tim Palmer. He was behind some of hymns. His Finnish band, him's latest albums, and we're quite interested in working with him. He has expressed equal desire so far.
And I can see that with you guys. I'm familiar with that band, and that would be a good fit for you guys and your music. Do you think that you've been evolving your music?
Well, the thing about our sound in particular is that it's always developing. You know, our debut EP, which you candidly shared, Intricacies, it featured a sort of intricate venture between different aspects of the human psyche. It was very internal. The next EP that we shall record, it's the opposite. It's about all the carnal desires and all the outside. No sentimental value, more of a lust-driven music. very a much darker approach, and it will feature a couple of treats here and there that are reminiscent of the New Orleans vibe.
Oh, okay.
Which we're hoping it's of your liking.
And where could people pick this album up currently if they were in search of this?
Well, you may find it online through shadowreborn.bandcamp.com if you're in the U.S. If you're Europe bound, you have the fortune of picking it up at any music store. We have the honor to be distributed there through our label, Dance Macabre Records. So if you're anywhere in the Europe landmark of sorts, you could find it.
And what was the website again? One more time.
Oh, shadowreborn.bandcamp.com.
All right, well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for being with me, guys. I'd like to recommend their CD, Intricacies. Real good production, great piece of music. Check it out. And when we come back, Shadow Reborn.
Does Mike Mcsween think he could actually win the bid for President of the United States of America? It is not probable. However, he does feel he can open some people's eyes to important issues often overlooked in these important times. Think for yourself, America. Mcsween 2016.
And now, 2016 award-winning video from the group Shadow Reborn.
dance, dance, dance. I wanna watch you dance.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to our premiere show of Step Up to the Mic. Thanks to Natalia and Shadow Reborn, our first guests on our premiere show. I'd like to let you guys know in South Florida, if you're interested in being on our show, go ahead and check out Facebook and like us, friend us, send me a message, Step Up to the Mic on Facebook. And don't forget, South Florida, keep the faith.
Mitch, what is wrong with you?